tall for this weight class. And he's a guy that does fight behind a real nice jab.
Woodson is a seasoned striker. Only thing he really fears is flying. He's only been on an airplane 3 times in his life, including coming up here for this one.
He said flying and the flight to get here scared him more than the actual fight. You know, so this guy is fighting things every day, even in traveling to his fights.
And he's so tall that he doesn't even keep his hands up because he can usually stay away from the punches because of the height difference. And now he can move his hands in all different directions, so you don't know if it's coming uppercut, hook, or straight. And right now, Bocniak's eating some of those on the way in.
And he can box, man. The dude's long, but he can really box.
Yeah, over 43 amateur boxing matches.
Yeah. 46-3 as an amateur. He was going to turn pro at 18, but bad car accident at 16 years old with an 18-wheeler sort of temporarily halted that dream. But he's really tried to close that grappling gap, and when you're sharing the mat with James Krause and UFC fighter Grant Dawson as well, those skills are going to sharpen.
I mean, he changes his stance with every strike almost. I mean, he'll throw his right hand, switch his stance. There it is, look. Then he'll throw the jab from that side, and then switch his stance again. Bocniak's doing a good job of going forward again as he did earlier in his career, but he's not throwing enough.
Can't get past those broomsticks getting thrown in his face right now from Sean Woodson. And then when you get past and you start slipping past the straight punches, he comes with the uppercuts and then the knees. Knees work just like uppercuts for him because his legs are so long. Nice double by Bocniak. Gets the hands locked and has to finish though.
That's a great entry by Bocniak. Beautiful takedown attempt.
And that's exactly what Sean Woodson told us. 90 seconds, 2 minutes in. Kyle's going to try to wrestle. Let's see how Woodson can hold up.
And Kyle's taking him down now, and he secured him.
And what Bocniak said is, I got to keep him off the fence. He's got good fence get-ups, and he's tough to take down there, and that's what we're seeing right off the bat. Sean Woodson can really use that fence to not only get to his feet, but tire out Bocniak if he can keep getting to his feet, getting to his feet, getting to his feet.
It's because he's so long, right? When he's leaning over the top of Bocniak, he's almost covered him entirely, which not only makes it hard to take him down, but it wears on the offensive wrestler.
Plus, DC, being a tall fighter like Woodson is, I mean, you faced a lot of guys that are super tall and lanky compared to short. How hard is it to finish single legs and high crotches on these tall guys, and why?
Oh, it's difficult, you know, because they're so long, right? When you start going to your finish, they just put their feet back on the ground, you know, and it's much more difficult than when you got a guy your size. You know, you get the leg up and you start to move him, but Woodson's doing a good job of just really staying within himself here.
First fight of 2019 for Bocniak. He was dealing with a sports hernia, was able to avoid surgery. John Clark, Broadway Jiu-Jitsu, his chief corner. Oh, he got tagged there. Nice jab from Woodson. Bocniak continues to move forward. Ate a big knee up the middle there. That not unlike the weapon that Sean Woodson used against Terrence McKinney on Dana White's Contender Series back in July. Oh! Wow.
And those knees are going to keep being there unless Bocniak starts fainting. He's pressuring constant, and so that's giving the timing of the knee. I mean, and the straight punches don't help. Woodson's landing where he needs to.
How relaxed is Woodson, though? I mean, for a UFC debut, he seems so relaxed. He's flowing so well. He's hitting Bocniak with everything.
Well, he was more dismissive of octagon jitters than anyone other than maybe Dominic Cruz.
I mean, if you look at the way he throws uppercuts, it looks exactly like his knees, and that's what's tricky. He can literally throw an uppercut and follow his uppercut with the knee, and they come at the same power, and he doesn't throw anything hard. Everything is just effortless.
He had this ridiculous explanation for octagon jitters, that it's an excuse when you don't fight well. I think it's absolutely absurd. Octagon jitters are real. Listen to me, people watching this fight. They are real.
Oh, come on, dude.
All right, final seconds of the round. It has been a good one for the St. Louis, Missouri product, Sean Woodson.
Football is back at Dave & Buster's with all-you-can-eat wings, plus a $10 game card for just $19.99 every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Yeah, you heard me right. All-you-can-eat wings plus a $10 game card for just $19.99. Watch the games and play the games only at Dave & Buster's.
It's time to get creative with business cards as unique as you at Vistaprint. Now introducing free shipping on all business cards. Any style, any quantity. Get free shipping on all business cards with promo code TVNOW. Own the now with Vistaprint.
Change the game from blow to vac in the flick of a switch. A high-performance blower, yard vac, and mulcher. The Works TriVac 3-in-1 isn't a new starter for your yard work team, it's your whole roster. Make the switch with TriVac, your yard work champion.
Sports fans are gearing up at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
The UFC Fight Night prelims on ESPN2 are presented by Modelo. Back inside TD Garden, ready for round 2, and a couple of affirmative nods of approval to my right from D. Cruz and DC when it came to John Clark's advice for Kyle Bocniak.
Oh! Well, big left hook. Not helping with the punches being eaten right now, but if he gets in on that single leg, he told him to dump the single leg like a run the pipe, but then double off because of the tall stature of Woodson. If you try to just dump a single leg, it's not going to work. He's too tall, so he needs to double off, and that was a good read.
Yep.
He's got to get to the leg first.
Well, Bocniak just landed one, but he's got to double it off. He won't lift Woodson up. He's too much of a height difference to get him up off the ground, so try to change off and finish that on the ground instead of up through the air.
All right, Trevor Whitman's got a hot mic. Trevor, what do you have?
You know, I really liked what he said in the corner. He was very specific in saying you've got to close the gap, moving your head and your feet. That is hard to do. One thing I do like about Dodson is his mental composure. Woodson, excuse me. Woodson's composure. His mental strength and just fluidity. He almost looks relaxed when he's in these bad positions against the cage.
Right.
That is key when you're a fighter. It is what he said about it's just a fight. Sometimes I tell my athletes, do you want to win or do you want to lose? And make a decision. It's just a fight. Don't overthink.
Yeah. Well put. Trevor Whitman with us all night here on ESPN2. And Bocniak's corner really was adamant that this needs to be a grappling match if it's going to be a win here tonight. 3.5 minutes to go, round 2. You see the picture in terms of these significant strikes. All Woodson thus far.
They told him believe in his single leg. Get to the leg and run the pipe. Try to sit Woodson down to his butt. You saw a little bit ago he tried to lift him. He's just too tall to try to lift him through the air. You got to try to set him down.
Woodson certainly carries himself with the confidence of an undefeated fighter. And Trevor's point about just his collectedness, that was certainly our major takeaway when we sat down with him on Wednesday. Just totally unfazed by everything that this first UFC fight week held for him.
Bocniak should run his head to the outside and be on more of a high crotch than a single leg right now. Because by being on a single, it allows Woodson to just cover over the top of him. Head outside will allow him more of an angle to try to finish that takedown.
Watch all of Daniel Cormier's fights if you want a tutorial on that exactly.
UFC Fight Pass.
Or Gilroy High School Wrestling. That's available too.
Those are my size guys.
Cheap plug, cheap plug, cheap plug.
Pretty good combination from Bocniak. Certainly has had a better round through 3 minutes here.
Those knees are causing a lot of problems. I mean, it keeps Bocniak from being able to duck and throw real power shots because he just runs into that knee. Woodson doing a good job with that. But right now, he's on his heels. Bocniak doing the right thing, keeping him on his heels so he can't use his long range as well.
Woodson with a little gamesmanship there, shaking off that takedown attempt.
Yeah, I just don't understand why Bocniak's trying to attack double leg. Look at that. Now he's on a high crotch. Stay down, though. He's trying to go across this guy. He needs to try to stay on one leg. Oh!
Looks like that short strike affected him.
Yeah, he throws like a sweeping hook, right? He throws it like with not that much. Look at that. You see how he just kind of whips that hook across? When you run into it, it really does damage you.
Well, Bocniak certainly living up to his pre-fight words that he was going to press forward and attack. But he continues to get countered here by Sean Woodson. Level change again from Bocniak.
That right hand should be on one leg. I mean, he's not going to collect both legs. There it is. And Woodson's doing a great job of defending takedowns, right? But Bocniak is attacking the wrong type of attack on such a tall guy. But look at Woodson. Control the wrist, control the hand, and just really lay his body over the top of Bocniak. Now, right here's smart. This is smart, right? Smart by Bocniak to try to change it up a little bit, to go to a bear hug and a body lock to try to get a takedown.
Except for those stilts that Woodson has underneath him, make it a little hard.
But even here, Bocniak should be running his left leg inside and really pivoting and turning if he's going to take him down there.
Woodson with a quick check on the clock. It reads 20 seconds here in round 2. Bocniak unofficially 1 for 8 on his takedown attempts thus far. Oh, just gets that knee to the target so effortlessly. Round 3 next.
I am a veteran. I spent 2 years alone and homeless.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory was finding the support to get back on my feet.
DAV helps veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran. When I got out, I felt like nowhere was safe.
So veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory was finding the help I needed. Thanks to DAV, now I feel like I'm human again.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
No one tells you what to expect when you're expecting a new pet.
Okay, Benny, we need to get you a crate, training treats, potty pads.
But with Chewy's low prices, you'll find amazing deals on everything you need for your pets. Start saving at Chewy today.
Save 30% on your first order at Chewy.
I think it's time to let go.
Lions, Wolverines, and a whiteout in Happy Valley.
I thought I'd let you all know it's time to let go.
Right here, you see, it's because Sean can switch stances so effortlessly he can throw that hook from both sides. It's just a sweeping hook that buckles the knees of Bocniak. Great job.
All right, here we go. Round 3 brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. John Clark telling Kyle Bocniak he's got to finish Sean Woodson on the ground. We'll see if he can get him there over the final 5 minutes.
They want that takedown. They want Bocniak's hands higher up in the crotch. Right now, he's grabbing at the knee of Woodson, and Woodson is so long, he's just slipping. They want him in on Woodson's hips to try to run the pipe, get him off the fence, and then change off to your double leg. Look at where the lock is. It's too low on the leg. Woodson will defend that all day. He's got to get it up in his crotch if he wants to finish his takedown.
So unofficially now 1 of 11 for Kyle Bocniak on the takedown attempts. And DC, it's hard for him being a volume takedown guy. It's not necessarily his game, right?
No, it's not his game, right? It's not necessarily his game, but he's so far behind in the striking that they see that that's probably the only way he can win this fight. But that's a good credit to Woodson. Every time Bocniak starts trying to change off, Woodson just slides the lock down to his knee, and the length is giving Bocniak problems as he's trying to finish those takedowns.
Now, if you're Bocniak, what they're asking for is, because Woodson's sliding him down to the knee, dump it. Go to slide him, try to dump it down to his butt, and then double off. And that is the one thing that we're not seeing Bocniak do in the open mat.
You know, Josh Koscheck used to do that really well. Guys would try to stay along the side of the fence. He'd run the pipe and then drive him back to the fence to take him down. Yep. And that's what Bocniak's going to have to do.
Pretty good offense here from Kyle Bocniak.
This is the other option. Pressure, start to the body, finish to the head, but he needs to not run into these knees.
But even that, right, as he's going forward, if he just changed directions, run the pipe, he could have sat him down. Just dump him.
And by run the pipe, we mean dump it to the leg that he has in there, put him to that butt cheek. Dump him to that butt. And when you do that, you force him to balance, and then that gives you the offset for the double leg transition in Bocniak.
Three minutes now to go in this one. Sean Woodson trying to move to 7-0 and win this UFC debut in hostile territory against the Boston native Kyle Bocniak. Knee to the body is there for Woodson again.
The footwork of Woodson as well. I mean, he's not set still at all. He's always moving backwards, forward, lining up the knees, moving Bocniak into his shots.
Hey, man, you can tell the experience in the boxing of this Woodson. Oh, that one landed.
I mean, how many of those has he eaten? At least 4 or 5 of them. And Bocniak eats them like cookies.
Woodson's got some real good hands. Everything's tight. He jab, 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 and then he'll throw a combination as Bocniak tries to close. Here it comes on 1, 2, 3. There it goes. Instead of one shot at a time, he'll just start throwing them in combination.
And the head movement defensively and just the ability to roll. And there's the offense.
That knee right there hurt him bad.
Bocniak about as fearless as it gets. Walking forward, hands down.
Here comes a knee again soon, though. He's lining up that knee, backing up like this.
Yep, absolutely. He's going to try to knee him here in a little bit. This is what Bocniak needs to do, though, man. He needs to go forward. He's got to be a little reckless, right? He's behind. He's behind in this fight.
Nice elbow. That was a nice adjustment by Woodson to throw their elbows and knees just don't have the same give.
He's got Bocniak hurt.
Woodson again to the body, then up top. He's also stuffed 12 of 13 takedown attempts thus far.
And for a young prospect like Woodson, this is a great learning experience. He got pushed real hard over 15 minutes, fought a really durable, tough guy, and he's withstood the pressure. He's defended takedowns, and he's fought his fight for an entire fight. Very focused performance by Sean Woodson.
And he gets harder and harder to take down every fight. He really does.
Right.
Because he hasn't been doing MMA all that long, right? So what you're seeing is a kid that was a boxer, picked up a new sport, and is continuing to improve. He's already at the highest level you can get in MMA, and he's going to get better and better as he continues to get better fights lined up for his career.
Nice short uppercut there for Woodson. Continues to land with that left hand. Now the right. Sean Woodson putting on a striking clinic tonight. The defensive wrestling.
It just more proves how important the Contender Series is to identifying prospects in MMA for the UFC.
Well, no denying the heart, the effort, the toughness, the desire of Kyle Bocniak, but just ran into a better man tonight. All Sean Woodson here in Boston. Dom will take a look back at his highlights. There are a lot of them.
And as we see here, these big knees that he pulls Bocniak into just hits the chest and ricochets off the chin. But this one, right on the money. And Bocniak says, okay, time to keep going forward.
All right, hard to do it much better than that in the UFC debut. We'll see if the judges agree on Sean Woodson when we return to Boston.
Honestly, selling has never been my thing. Then I grew up, and it still wasn't my thing. Got that from Cabo. Can't hear the ocean. Then online selling came along, but it always felt like a hassle.
You got the waffle maker?
It was bigger in the picture.
It's the size of a waffle.
And it's not even Belgian.
Finally, I discovered Mercari. It's the selling app. You just take a few pics, add a description, and boom, it's listed. Mercari's got millions of buyers nationwide, so stuff really sells. And the best part? Everything ships. No meetups, no hassles. So all that stuff I don't use anymore, it's all getting sold. With Mercari, anyone can sell. Even me.
Not using it? Just sell it, ship it, and get paid. With Mercari, the selling app.
Detail. Do you hear that music, DC?
I mean, it is a great show. My good friends Kobe Bryant and my great friend Peyton Manning, three of the greatest minds in all the sport, breaking down things on detail from the mind of Daniel Cormier, exclusively on ESPN+. Check it out.
And all 5 episodes are now there. The only place to binge them and watch them is ESPN+. All right, now, to make this one official and give you the scorecards, we go back inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-26, 30-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Sean the Sniper Woodson.